In the winter of 1924, a young bride named Marty Murie pulled on her caribou skin boots and her moose hide mittens and set out by dog sled from the scant edge of Arctic civilization. This was her honeymoon, and she mushed 550 miles through Alaska's remote and frozen landscape with her husband, pioneer biologist Olaus Murie. That oddly romantic adventure opened Marty's eyes to the austere beauty of the northern wilderness and began her 70-year campaign to preserve the Arctic. Her life's journey would eventually take this Alaskan girl to the White House 3 times to be honored by presidents, the last time at age 95 to receive her nation's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
We had a honeymoon in an age when the world was sweet and untrammeled and safe. Up there in the Koyukuk, there were very few machines of any kind, but there was a joy in companionship and in the simple things, like the crackle of a fire or a chance meeting with a friend on the dog team trail. It was a quiet black and white and gray symphony, no wind, a still workaday kind of world. It was the North, as it so often is, gray, quiet, self-sufficient, and aloof. The whole environment has a steady, serene beauty that sings, that will stay forever, that soaks into one's being. My prayer is that Alaska will not lose the heart-nourishing friendliness of her youth, and that her great wild places will remain great and wild and free.
Now fondly known as the mother of the American conservation movement, Marty Murie has inspired 3 generations.
And I was thinking, Marty, that it's been almost 20 years since I was first in your kitchen as a young woman of 18.
Oh, yes. Were you that old? Yes.
One of those deeply moved by Marty's spirit is naturalist and writer Terry Tempest Williams. Terry often finds encouragement in Marty's classic memoir, Two in the Far North.
Stepping gently on the earth, something that you seem to be able to do from a child, being familiar with Alaska, growing up in Alaska. Has it always been in you? I mean, do you have a first memory of what it was like growing up in Fairbanks?
Oh, yes, I remember, because our house that my family lived in at that time, my mother, my stepfather, and the 3 small children that they had afterward, was on the last street, on the last house on the last street in Fairbanks. And next to it was a field, and then forests, and then the river. And I was always going out wandering around in among those birch trees. And my stepfather, who was just wonderful, said he thought there must be some gypsy blood in me because I was always going off wandering around in the woods, but maybe so.
So that it's always been a part of you, that
Yes,
sense of
yes.
wildness.
Yes.
That sense of wildness set Marty apart at an early age. She was born Margaret Thomas in Seattle, Washington in 1902, and a childhood filled with travel and change shaped her taste for adventure. Marty lived in Juneau, Alaska until she was 5, when her parents divorced and her mother took her back to Seattle. In 1910, her mother remarried to a U.S. attorney bound for the territory of Alaska, and Marty returned to the North. She came to love both the challenge and the freedom of her unconventional life. Many people have paid tribute to this remarkable woman in their own personal way. John Denver wrote a waltz for Marty and Olas to honor their lifelong commitment to wilderness and to each other.
I see them dancing somewhere in the moonlight, somewhere in Alaska, somewhere in the sun. And I hear them singing a song for all lovers, a song for the two hearts beating only as one in a place of enchantment where the wild things are known. Will the future remember when the lovers are gone? For I see them dancing somewhere in the moonlight, somewhere in Alaska, somewhere in the sun. And I hear them singing a song for all lovers, a song for the two hearts beating only as one, a song for the two hearts beating only as one.